Hello internet, thank you so much to those who made it to the live stream today. We are trying to beat the horror game Misi Day before Assassin's Creed Shadow comes out, and you guys will not want to miss it. I'm going to absolutely tear that game apart. And don't forget, we'll be streaming tomorrow again at about 6 to 7 p.m. So today, we are going to be looking at a Reddit community that is still in mid-2020 when COVID was at its peak, and I am talking about the Zero COVID community. And this subreddit actually got recommended today on stream, so I thought, you know what, might as well check it out. So here we go, on to the posts. But before we go to the subreddit itself, let's find out why it's kind of infamous, and I found this post that actually perfectly describes it. Finally left the Zero COVID sub. That sub has literally become a cult. Someone posted that they got into fights with their partner, who does take some precautions about COVID. Someone else commented back that their partner would leave them if they got COVID and long COVID. I responded back I didn't think that was fair to say given the original post. There was nothing in it to suggest that. I also said how upset my cousins were when my grandma got COVID and then died months later. The person responded, people care more about the dead than the disabled. Literally, fuck you. Fuck you for saying that to someone who's grieving. Every day I see people shitting on people for not taking precautions. I get it. But other than coming on Reddit and talking shit, how are you helping people see the light? It's great to have a space to vent, but I could never comment over there that I am not perfect in my precautions. I would be roasted alive. So I left today and am posting here. I hope this community can be a safe space for people to come as they are, learn about precautions, and have nuanced discussions about COVID. Nothing is black and white. So yeah, basically, if you guys don't know, there's this thing called long COVID, which is basically you got COVID-19 and now you're facing long-term symptoms, which I guess makes sense. Like if you have a severe case, you know, it could possibly do long-term damage or whatever, maybe even stay in your body. I'm not completely sure, but I mean, it's so infectious at this point and it mutates so often that unless you're planning to isolate yourself forever, there's just not really a good solution other than, you know, accepting it like the flu. I think the flu may have more deaths now than COVID, but it's kind of hard to tell because COVID's not really on many people's radar nowadays, as you can tell. It's just something that people kind of live with now, but let's get to the post and see what they say. Blah, 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 blah. I can't do this. I hate how no one wants to acknowledge this fucking pandemic. Oh my god, I leave the internet and everyone is saying it's over, while cases are sky fucking high. This was 5 months ago, are they? I am losing my tether to reality and I don't know what to do to get it back. I constantly wonder who I would be without this fucking pandemic, and I miss myself so much, and I miss the world so much. I miss being part of the world so much. I don't know. I just don't know. Is this person like one disease away from dying? Go the fuck outside then. COVID is at its lowest lethality rate and it gets basically lower every single time it mutates. It just gets more contagious. At least that's the general trend that I've heard. I absolutely feel you, it sucks. I mind my business and I go about my day in my mask and people still treat me weirdly. I don't even do anything. I get talked about behind my back. I just don't want to feel so alone anymore. Dude, you're gonna get it regardless. Like, the cold is also really infectious and so is the flu. We don't have perfect medicines that combat these things yet. You just gotta let your body take it, you know? There's no reason to become a caveman because of this disease. I can 100% relate. Every day I feel like I'm losing more of my sanity. I feel so detached from everyone except my one other friend who's COVID cautious. Feels like I'm not a part of this world anymore. It's getting to the point where I just want to move somewhere in the middle of the woods and be surrounded by only nature instead of surrounded by people who are completely ignorant and in denial. I don't think anyone's denying that COVID's still around. I just think people stop giving a shit because, you know, they follow the science. It's so infectious that they're not just gonna drop their entire life because of this disease that has such a low lethality rate now. It just doesn't make any sense. You just gotta take the compromise. You are not alone. Yesterday at work, I listened to my boss tell someone that we had a particular practice during the pandemic, but now that we've all gone back to normal, we don't do it anymore. I legitimately took a few minutes break away from my desk upon hearing that to keep myself from exploding. Like I said, you're not alone. Thank you for venting. This dude's about to crash out at work because of what his boss said, even though he's following what 99% of the population is doing. I have nothing to contribute except my own screams. Everything is fucked and getting progressively more so. My mom currently has shingles, most likely because of immune damage from previous COVID infections. And my sister, I'm a doctor by the way, and my sister who lives with her and my 64-year-old dad has cold symptoms. Just so questioning, like she thinks it's all COVID. My mom says she's masking around the house now, but not gonna lie, I'm pretty angry because she doesn't take any precautions while my parents do. So she's the main source of risk for them. But also I love her and I don't want her to be sick. God, what a mess. And basically it's just like paragraphs and paragraphs of her complaining about blah blah blah, people not taking COVID as seriously, whatever. But I like how dramatic she is. I have nothing to contribute except my own screams. Like, this is poetry, man. Leftists who don't mask are incredibly cringe. Not much more to say, it's just a pet peeve of mine, and they give me a lot of secondhand embarrassment. Community support and radical change my ass. Like, babe, you can just call yourself a liberal, it's fine. And the leftist crusade against liberals continues. I had friends who were enraged about people not masking or vaccinating 2 years ago, but now they don't mask or take any precautions at all, and it's just life is normal. I'm the only person I know who masks. I don't have a single other friend or family member who will mask. Holy shit, dude, the mask is like the Christian's version of a cross. If you don't use one, it's like instant blasphemy. But hey, look, if people are actually sick, I'm not against them using a mask. Japan did it and has done it for a long time, and I actually support not trying to get other people sick, alright? But using it 24/7 day in and day out in 2025 is nuts. They mask for anonymity at rally and take them off in a crowded bar. I'm leftist too. I mean, yeah, aren't you kind of answering your own question? They mask for anonymity, they're not masking for COVID, so why would they wear a mask at a crowded bar if they don't want to be anonymous? Think, Mark, think. Seriously, like I thought they were serious. They'll sit there and say that we have to protect the marginalized, but containing a deadly virus is an individual choice. And they get mad when I call them out for it, check their notes, not living their values. It's all pageantry, and I can't, they're all pageantry, but what you're doing isn't pageantry. And I can't take anyone serious about anything until I know what they're doing or not doing about COVID. And honestly, it's killed my faith in humanity. Dude, have you ever wondered why your community has 27,000 members? I would understand if it was like the bubonic plague or something, but it's kind of inevitable. Because the way our society is built, pretty much everyone was going to get this at some point. And the best thing you can do is to live your life completely healthy. It doesn't really have anything to do with, taking disease prevention steps. It's making sure that when you get sick, you're fine. I'm finding politics is no longer an accurate gauge for who is COVID conscious. Maybe once you figure out why, hop on board. Being COVID conscious has ruined my life. Don't get me wrong, I will never, ever stop being COVID conscious. But my family just told me that I am not welcome home for the holidays if I continue with COVID precautions. I'm only 21, y'all. I live on my own in New York City with zero help. I am COVID cautious because I cannot get sick no matter what. I can't risk it like that. My family doesn't respect it. I don't have any friends because they don't take precautions like I do. Is this ever gonna be over? Why can't I find people that will live life with me COVID free? I'm so young. I need support. I need compassion. I need love. I'm just a kid, man. So wait, why can't you get sick no matter what? I can't risk it like that? Like I said, are they just one disease away from dying? They said they're 21, which means they're in the age group that this isn't really going to be a problem for them. Masking alone in your car. I'm sick of hearing people confused why people might mask in a variety of situations, but this one I have heard a lot lately. Or lately, it's 10 days ago. I'm surprised you haven't been hearing it since 2020. With the assumption that some of these questions are in good faith, I thought I'd make a post and folks could contribute if they wanted. Why would you mask if you're alone in your car? I'll start with my two main reasons. Sometimes the ride is very short and I've gotten the mask fit correctly, so I don't want to futz with it too much just to have to put it back on in 10 minutes. Good masks are often very breathable, so it doesn't feel suffocating to mask a little longer. 2, sometimes I drive people who don't mask. In these cases, because airborne diseases move like smoke, I usually drive with the windows down, waiting for the smoke to clear. Oh, don't tell me you're an Uber driver or something. I know they didn't say it, but that would be this person's nightmare. I mean, yeah, this reason, kind of makes sense. You know, I can understand why you wouldn't want to take it off because sometimes they don't like really fit to your face that well, but you're still gonna look like an idiot no matter what. Your logic doesn't supersede the fact that you look like a fucking retard, alright? I drive with an N95 because it filters out pollutants on the road, PM 2.5 to 10, particles from the road dust being kicked up from the ground, tire wear, brake dust, whatever else is in the air. AQI goes up and down, but wearing an N95 keeps the quality of air I breathe consistent. Dude, where the fuck does this person live? Do they live in like Beijing or something? So I looked it up, and apparently dust can get in your car if it's like bringing in fresh air. But let's be honest, like how many people actually experience any sort of significant amount of dust entering their car from outside that would make them have a reaction? Maybe it's because I'm like not that affected by allergies or anything, but I guess I could be wrong. I don't know. How would tire wear get in your car? I don't know. Is someone doing like donuts in front of you constantly? Is anyone else on board with forever masking? I know the subject of masking forever is contentious, even in this community, but I think on some level I've just accepted that for the rest of my life I will be masking in all shared and public spaces. And honestly, I'll probably be masking around family and friends since I live alone, and most people aren't as cautious as I am. It's not something I feel overly sad about, but it's also obviously not how I imagine my future. To me, it just seems like the most logical option. Oh my god, with what's going on with the world right now and factoring in air pollution from climate collapse and such. Does anyone else feel the same? Yes, public health is dead after all. Gotta protect my health to the best of my ability. And you know what? I actually 100% agree with this sentiment when it comes to basically anything. You are your first line of defense for any sort of problem. You gotta take action, you know? Don't rely on the government, don't rely on anyone else to be there for your own self except you. You gotta be selfish in that way if you actually want to make it. Not saying that like isolate yourself or abandon your family, but when it comes to things like this, you gotta make your own decisions. My new response to people fake coughing when they see my mask. I live in the South, and this happens quite frequently. You can tell who is being passive aggressive and who is actually sick/coughing. Either way, it's gross. I've been saying ew, gross, or ew, that's disgusting loudly when they do it, but today something new came out of my mouth and I liked it better. Some guy did it not once, but 5 times. I said, "Sir, are you okay? Are you choking?" He was dumbfounded and speechless. He walked off without saying a word. Thought I'd share in case anyone needs to file it away for their own experiences out in the world. I'm not gonna lie, maybe this is true, but I've never had this happen to me once. I'm starting to think like maybe this person gives judgmental looks or something, or has something to do with people responding like this so frequently. If it's even true, of course. I live in the South too and agree passive aggression runs thick here. My approach when people get too close to me has been to cough really loudly in their direction and then look up weakly and say, "I'm so sorry, I am pretty sure it's not COVID," and then go back to hacking up a lung. I've never had a person not try to get away from me as quickly as possible. My approach when people get too close, like what are we talking about? Are you like wearing something where you need to be investigated? Why are people like regularly coming into your vicinity? Unless it's like a grocery store or something, or like a gas station. In which case, how do you know they're even like caring about you? I feel like we're missing details. Masking at my college powerlifting meet. It ain't hard. 1.9 thousand upvotes. A good demonstration of inner and outer strength. Well done. As we all know, doing the right thing by masking to protect our communities is far from sheep behavior. It demands personal convictions and follow through, aka inner strength. It's really sad to see that most people simply don't give a damn, or at least not enough to give a damn to go against the crowd. Iconic. This photo goes hard as hell. A role model. Clap, clap, clap. This is what strength is. Amazing. If only more people knew how attractive it makes them look when they mask, not just from a physical standpoint, but simply because it shows that you still care. Caring not just about your own health, but looking out for others is everything. I wish more people felt this way. But it shows how attractive you are. You're literally covering half your face. Thank you for doing so. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna leave it on that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. But anyway, on to the patrons. Alrighty guys, because of the live stream, we can see a lot more names on the list, so thank you first and foremost to Kada, the new base god, for gifting 5 subs, to our 5 new base certified members, Carl the Longshoreman, Alabaman Historian, Jake Connie Cash, I think, because that's a Q, Caleb DeGroot, and Defeating a Sandwich 7973. And thank you to our new base legend, Ayatollah, and thank you to our 2 new super base members, Ardo and the yellow shirted kid. And on to the rest of our based gods, we have XX Schisms XX, your local Inquisitor, Triple X Medic, Cheese Stick Fanatic, and Bennett S. And to the rest of our base legends, Yodu Imiya, Mr. Proria, Andrew P, GOL 1912. And thank you to our super base members, Shadow Dow, Devin Dekron, Conchanock, Redzi, Aziz Deglee, Pemtool, Joseph Miller, Zach Orange, P. Frimgar, Wyatt P, Seth M, Mr. Shunk, Name 345, Garrison Painter, Justin R. And thank you to the rest of our base certified members, Bone Bliot 762, Crowbon, Joker Gaming, Nathan Quinn, Matthew M, Duop Diggy, Blom Green, Tom, Matthew Armstrong, Thomas Lehman, Rezu Jordan, Arcturus 51, Worm, Serbian Sickle 92, Terre, Turkey Dog, Easy Joe, Levy Velasco, Crow Eater 1836, Filler, Hilday, Joe Billy, Crocodilus, Wes, Snidler, Ka Ghosted, Clan of One, Luca Bro, Sean S, 8 Monkey, Borovkavi Florianic 3000, Alana K, Sweaty Jorts, Kitsy, Highware 5, Angry Mouse, and username here. And I will have to probably adjust some names because I think a lot of the base certified members actually should be in the super base category, so I'm gonna look through that before next video. But anyway, thank you so much for your guys' support, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.